one. Oh, welcome to Off the Rails. I just spilled that all over my phone.
Mine didn't shoot out like that.
Mine was a little bit late.
Mine ejaculated hard.
His was premature, yeah.
It's a FOMO.
FOMO.
Wow.
Slightly warmer than refrigerator beer.
You can taste the metal. It's resonating with
my dementia. I just feel it. All the aluminum in my blood.
Yeah, so you're not going to remember this. It's
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank God.
I don't know what we have for this.
This is off the rails. What do we need? We don't need anything.
I don't know.
We're just off the rails.
Am I the only one that...
We didn't.
Are you wearing pants right now, or am I the only one that...
You're the
chose
only
shorts?
one wearing
I'm wearing shorts. I started this week was the first week I've ever worn shorts at my place of employment, and people were like, "You got legs?
You got legs.
But the other thing is these are the longest shorts that I own. So the other shorts that I've been wearing, like when I'm standing,
Halfway down to the calf.
it's like normal standing. Like my shorts are up like midway through my thigh.
So when you sit,
So when I sit, it's like whoop.
that's damn near nutsack
Yeah,
coming out.
good thing I took
You
that
sit there and
back.
be like, so I was talking about that raise the other day.
Pretty much. But no, it's
One nut hanging free.
it's good.
Pull a Basic Instinct.
Basically. Ooh. Look at this.
Did you see? There was like a lady on the news that did that. Yeah,
Oh,
Get your nuts out?
on the news?
it was. Yeah, I think so.
Well, I mean, I figure a blooper like that would be something that happens. I mean, not super regularly. But
if you
I
wear
think it would
normal
happen.
clothes,
Someone tweeted it, and I can't remember what it was on exactly.
Here's what I saw. Like, this is where my brain went. I saw a news article this week. So a second grade teacher,
Oh no.
she,
is this the OnlyFans thing?
yeah.
Yeah,
She
that was a
was-
while
oh,
ago.
okay.
Yeah,
This I heard this week. This is the only reason I'm saying it.
I think that happened last year or 2 years ago. It might be a different case though. It may have been like a different grade teacher, but yeah, a teacher getting fired for having an OnlyFans.
No.
No, that's why I just asked if it was the OnlyFans.
I mean, she was doing something for her OnlyFans, but I didn't get to finish what she was doing.
This is what happens
Apologies.
when you interrupt people.
When you assume,
brain shoots
Jacob,
out, I'm like, oh.
you make an ass out of you and me.
out of
Yeah,
Uma Thurman.
Jakub.
So,
Jakub.
second grade teacher, for her OnlyFans, while
Is this the OnlyFans one?
she was filming
Is this
for
the
her.
OnlyFans one?
Is this the OnlyFans one? It's an OnlyFans one. She was filming herself masturbating under her desk
Oh no.
in the middle of class,
no.
full of second graders.
Oh come
Yeah.
on, people.
Yeah.
You've got to be better.
I mean, I get it. Trying to make that money. Here's the thing. Like, I tried to think of how she rationalized it. Like, that was my first thing. Because, like, no normal, like, brain is like, oh, I'm going to do this. But I was like, maybe she has a fan who was going to be like, yo, I'll pay you, like, 5 G's if you just snap one out. And in that immediate moment, she was like, oh, yeah, that's, like, quick. And then, boom.
Yeah,
Like,
down
caught.
your
Like,
whole career's over.
Yeah, I mean, no, I think she's pretty much a sex offender now. Like, she's in
Oh,
jail.
yeah.
Like, that's you're on a list for life, bruh.
Yeah.
Did
that's
she
not
get
good.
registered as a sex offender? 'Cause I want to find out.
I'm pretty sure that is what happened. Let me pull up the article real quick. You guys talk amongst
because it'll be
yourselves.
sexist if she's not a sex offender.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I would-
Because if
that-
a dude got caught, like, fiddling himself,
Oh yeah,
oh yeah, for sure. That's
be killed on spot.
not killed, but I mean, yeah,
No, but it would be. I mean, he would face.
be crucified.
Yeah.
Like,
He would be a. They'd be like, he's a monster. He is
Yeah.
scum. He's the worst thing on the planet. So
Yeah.
if she did not, at least in the process of being registered as a sex offender, I'm gonna write a strongly worded letter to my Congress.
public officials.
Yeah, whoever they are, I don't know who they are in this state. I probably should. That's probably something I need to pay attention to.
I couldn't tell you who the governor of our state is.
So this, it's weird that I just, because it was on NPR that I heard this article, but apparently it was from February of this year.
Okay.
But
She's just trying to warm up.
yeah,
She's
exactly.
trying to start
It's
a fire.
fucking cold. I get it. It was cold as shit in February. I mean, I was doing the same thing in my house.
Warmest place on the body.
Exactly. You just gotta.
Stick a finger in there, get warm.
I
so-
always did that in football. Well, not that.
It's been said. It's been said.
Buddy, it's cool. Stick a finger.
Go ahead, put a finger in there. Warm me up.
In football, I would always put my hand down the front of my pants.
Oh, yeah, for
Because,
sure.
like,
I mean, of
especially
course.
during like
They just slip the
cold.
fingers
Like,
in
yeah,
first,
I'd always do that. Like,
yeah.
I'd always just have both my hands in the front of my pants.
But
time.
so she was a substitute teacher, but
Oh, okay.
That's better.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, her
But she-
career's not as much at stake.
Yeah, exactly. But she was arrested and she was charged with 19 counts of child molestation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Child molestation?
Yeah,
Child
molesting of the eyes.
molestation. Yeah, it's a.
Okay.
These kids were unwillingly forced into this, and that's the thing is
What
child
were they
molestation.
watching?
Well, child molestation is such a broad term. Like
I
it's
was thinking-
everything from like an inappropriate like touch to straight up penetrating a child.
Like, I think when it reaches non-physical, there should be a different name for it. Not a different severity, probably, but a different name.
Well,
for
it was.
I know. I
physical,
think it should all be terribly severe. These
It
kids
wasn't.
are.
It wasn't
under-
physical to them, but it was something physical.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It's not like she just like flashed them her tits.
Yeah. I mean, even that's
Even
physical.
that. Well, yeah.
Yeah, but she didn't get 19 kids off individually.
She was
It
getting
wasn't
herself
that
off.
cold.
But yeah, because she videoed. Oh, I'm sorry. According to the investigation,
He was
evidence
watching the video.
Damn it!
Take my Reddit gold.
He's
Yeah.
been caught.
Yeah, gotta put.
He's
my
like,
credit.
"Hold on,
guys, I'm putting in my
subscribe."
credit card information real quick. Please give me a second.
Take my bits. There you go.
According to the investigators, investigators found evidence of the indecent act when someone in the community saw a video and alerted the school.
Oh.
Oh, so one
So
of the parents
someone of the
kid
parents. So
knew
I mean,
the teacher really
yeah.
well.
Wait.
OnlyFans,
What?
subscribed.
Oh yeah. How do they explain that away on that one?
Well, I mean, it's human nature to be sexual. I'm allowed to jerk off. I'm just not allowed to jerk off in front of 19 second graders.
Well, I'm saying like if this was it the male parent or the female parent that found it, and was that if it was a male parent, was he
Were they
married,
married?
subscribing to her OnlyFans? That's where I'm getting
Well,
at.
there's the other thing. You can't really put your label of marriage on the other label of
Could've been the
marriage
kid.
now, because I have friends who are married who are completely open, and yeah, the guy's
true.
is like, so it's a time to be alive. It's not a great time. It's
It
just
is
a time.
a time to be
It's
alive.
a time
Yes.
to be alive.
I could never. I couldn't get OnlyFans. Like I couldn't like.
You couldn't subscribe to
OnlyFans.
somebody's. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
it costs
just
money.
don't want to
Just
see a
Pornhub.
video of my neighbor naked.
Not any of
should
my
do
like
that.
immediate neighbors.
But like a block down.
I mean, I'm subscribed to a couple of my friends' OnlyFans, but it's not even to like look at them naked. It's just to be like,
spoiler, be like, hey.
yeah. I mean, no, like it's like what you do. Like you promote your
Yeah,
homies.
take it like a champ.
Well, no, like if you've got OnlyFans, you promote your friends' OnlyFans
Yeah.
on your OnlyFans. Like
Like a podcast. you know.
exactly. It's all
So
about
nobody helps promote us.
money, making money, making money.
Making money moves.
And if some guy will pay me $100 to jerk off for him in front of a camera, why not do it?
I do it now for free most of the time.
Exactly. FBI man's getting
Yeah,
his
I was
rocks
saying-
off for
That's
free.
exactly what I was about to say. Is like FBI man gets a show.
in high definition.
In
with
high
with his
definition.
actual like camera.
Oh yeah. I get the lighting right and everything. There's not a
this-
single shadow on my cock.
I take these testicles, I wax them, and then I go get Botox, smooth as eggs.
Yeah. I streamed it on Twitch for him, and he sent me bits, so I was very happy.
Cheers.
How many
to-
bits?
Not many. It was like 30.
Oh, okay.
Ah, nice. He can
wasn't
get
much.
a custom message maybe with 30 bits.
Ooh, I mean, yeah. Eggplant.
Eggplant. It's one of my favorite memes, honestly. Just eggplant.
It's so weird that like emojis are like the thing for conversation now.
I mean,
I think it's weird when people.
My
almost-
daughter sends them to me like just emojis, just like a full thing of emojis. I'm
Well, you
like,
have to think of how
I don't
cool
know
a
how to
text
respond.
message is, like without someone going like ha 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 or LOL. It's just like every message sounds like a professional
Mm-hmm.
sentence. So like I feel like emojis are now a way to talk
Express.
to people. Yeah, to express the actual emotion of the sentence. Really
'Cause,
to
like,
make sure that nothing
would
gets
you-
misconstrued.
would you rather get a text that says, "Hey, we need to talk," like, "Hey, comma, we need to talk," or would you rather get a question mark that says, "Hey, comma, we need to talk, happy face, like confetti cannon, eggplant"?
Winky face, water splurt.
I guess yeah, the latter.
exactly.
Yeah, you want to know the context of the situation.
Yeah, the first one you'd be like, okay, Second would be like,
First
yeah,
one would be
what
like,
you got?
first off, that wasn't on my phone. That's on my laptop.
Either one, I'm like, oh, okay,
Oh, okay. Well, let's talk.
yeah. Like,
But I mean, he gives you a different. Like, if you go into the first one, there's a whole
like
multitude of things.
the first one, the only we need to talk is like, the only thing I'm worried about is I'm leaving you. Because
second-
other than that,
yeah,
like, I ain't got nothing to hide, so it's not like she caught me in anything.
yeah. But the second one is like,
Going to Pound Town.
I mean, yeah.
eggplant.
Gonna give her the eggplant.
Yeah,
She about to get some eggplant parmesan.
Ooh, girl.
I usually just send like the laughing face to everything just so people know that I'm being lighthearted about it. So, because when I send things bland, I always feel like, especially in situations like with my humor, especially with my buddies, a lot of the time it's derogatory humor. So you want to add a laughing face just so it doesn't feel serious.
Because
Yeah.
you're an asshole.
Because my friend groups are assholes. It's a gaming community.
Yeah.
We're assholes.
I like how before we started this, you're like, oh, no arguments, and you're an asshole.
You're an asshole.
And let it commence.
Not today. I got
argu-
nothing.
No arguments this week.
It's a
I'm the
new
kindest asshole I've ever met.
You're what?
I'm the kindest asshole I've
Oh,
ever
kindest.
met.
I thought you said quietest.
So we were talking about like emoji. You always go to your like smiley faces. Your like go to.
Yeah, like the crying, laughing face. Just because a lot of things I say, I wanted to be taken
Yeah,
in a
just be
lighthearted
taken.
manner.
Mine is finger guns, cowboy.
Oh my god, I didn't do that more often.
That is my absolute like people. They automatically are like, no one sends me that. Like that's a Cameron text. If I get finger guns, cowboy hat. That's Cameron. I mean,
God.
that's DK. Sorry.
I'm
Sorry for the
stealing
confusion. I know I did that last week on something.
Yeah.
I was talking about my gamer tag. And dropped
oh,
my
that's Cameron, yeah.
Yeah, I dropped my name as Cameron. Hey guys, my real name's Cameron. My government name, my slave name.
My government name.
My slave name is
My
Cameron.
number.
So was mine.
Yeah.
Not mine.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm
we'll see what
DK.
happens.
No confusion.
Yeah. Might change it.
Might change it.
Just make
Have you ever
three
thought
Camerons
about
in a room.
changing your name?
What?
Have you ever thought about changing your name?
I have.
You when I was younger, yeah.
What do you want it to be, like Razor or Blazer
Razor.
or Taser?
No, I don't think I had another name in mind.
Uh-huh.
Like I just was like, I don't like Cameron. Because it's just like I always hear Camera?
Camera.
Camaro?
Cameron Diaz.
shut up.
What?
Oh, I got that.
I get
Cameron
that.
Diaz.
Dude, I work with this dude. He's like 42 years old, and he thinks it's the funniest shit to come up and be like, "Oh, how's it going, Cameron Diaz?" And I'm just like, "Bruh, you understand? I've heard that tired ass joke for 32 fucking years. It's like, okay."
And it's like it's not like a unique name where it's like, oh, like you have the first name of like similar to this celebrity. It's like every camera is like pick one.
Yeah. Every guy's
And
like,
it's a reference.
"You got a girl's name, okay?"
Speaking of, no, actually, I don't know why I said that.
Speaking of
Speaking
nothing
of,
relevant to this
unrelated, though.
conversation.
My wife said, she goes, "Did you
Speaking
make
of my wife,
did you make a new account on TikTok?" And I was like, "No, I changed my name on there, but I didn't make a new account." She's like, "Well, I typed in Cameron Cavally, another account shows up." I was like, "What?" So I looked at it. Has 0 followers, 0 videos. And I'm like, I'm keeping an eye on this account. Someone's trying to be me, and I don't like that. There is no other Cameron Cavally on the planet.
this guy.
I've tried to solve that problem. I went on Facebook and just searched for Cameron M. Kelsey and got like 30 names. And I could probably find the message, but I sent him a message. And I was like, I sent him all a message in a group message. And I was like, "All right, boys, what's up? How are we going to solve this?" Because
Oh,
they
maybe the Josh fight.
and it was just like,
Oh, I have to try this. I have to look.
yeah, I guarantee there's a ton of Cameron Cavaliers on Facebook. Just like add them all to a message and
There's
be like,
none
"All
of-
right, boys, I found you. There can
none of
only be
them here.
one. How are we gonna solve it?"
Wait, oh no, there is one more me because
No. End of results after my name.
There's more here, dude. Let me use
I
my
will now. I
Facebook
gotta
magic.
check this too.
Like,
I went to people.
yeah, no, I feel you.
There's literally no one else.
Hey, don't worry, dog.
I can't even
got you.
spell my own name.
I don't think you're gonna
So I
find
know
any.
I'm unique.
That's a pretty unique last name, man.
I mean, it is. But we're gonna figure it out.
We gotta get to the bottom of this.
We gotta.
There's not another Jacob Cavalier. There's just different variations.
I think our last name is just so.
It's us. There's not another Cavalier. We
We're like the
branch off of the
Highlander.
Cavalier.
We're like Highlanders. There can only be one.
There can only be one. Many of one, but one.
No, just
Just one. So one day we gotta fight. One day on a mountaintop, like we're
I have a
both
feeling
hiking.
with your health issues, I'll end up being the survivor.
You'd be surprised. Might start taking some stuff.
I'll just play a sad song and hit you in the hip. you'll
It's
be
gonna be-
you'll be in pain both mentally and physically.
No, it's gonna be one day like we're just gonna be sitting like we went on a hike. We're sitting on the top of a mountain. You're standing behind me. I'm like, God, the view's so beautiful, and you're just like, yes, it is. Cock the gun.
Oh, I was just gonna push you off the mountain.
Oh, look at the bunnies.
Look at the flowers. Remember that
Damn,
from The
you
Walking
might
Dead?
have a unique name.
Boom.
I do too. I'm just saying that. Because after me, it was Cavalier, Caventi, Cavill.
I found a Cavalier with one L, a Cameron Cavalier with one
That's
L.
Cavill.
They don't count. Yeah,
Yeah, that'll
they wish they were us.
Carly.
See, we're upper class, and they're all
Yeah.
like the bottom tiers of
Don't lie to
civilization.
yourself.
See, go fuck yourself.
No, I said don't lie to yourself.
Oh.
You said we're upper class, they're bottom class. Or did you
God-
say we're bottom tier and they're a little lower
God
tier?
spent the extra money to give me an extra
That
L.
extra E.
The extra E. That's what he bought another vowel.
She.
Well, didn't our name like long ago used to be Cavalier, and then they changed it to Cavalier? I think that's how it went.
I mean, mine's always been Cavalier. I don't know about yours. Ever since I was born.
Every time my pay changes, it changes the letters a little bit.
There's Cameron Lee.
But see, like when I was in school, it was always when I did it a roll call, it'd be like Cavalier, Cameron, but like it would always cut off the N. It's like
Camaro.
yeah, so they'd be like Camaro
See,
Cavalier.
I
I'm
was
like,
ask-
what? Okay, you had to go to school to be a substitute teacher, correct?
Not really.
And you couldn't think, hey, no one's gonna be named Camaro.
No, listen, you can be named.
Back then,
Back then, that's fair.
no one's gonna be named Camaro.
My name's Camaro.
My
me,
new
it
middle
is-
name
I
as of
added it
tomorrow
myself.
is Camaro.
You got DK as your nickname. I'm just going with Camaro.
Vroom, vroom, bitch.
Yeah, just call me Camaro.
DK Camaro Cavalier.
You're the first thing.
And you're Yakub.
You're the first thing most enlisted men buy when they get out of boot camp.
And women.
You don't buy those though. You can some places,
You buy their time. But
or them if you're in a certain country.
you pay them to leave.
Wait, I think I missed something. I was talking about Camaros.
Yeah, but then
We're talking about slave labor.
no, I was talking about prostitution.
Oh, prostitutes. Oh.
Same thing.
Is it?
In some places.
Some places
Some places.
Women don't have to buy prostitutes.
they can.
Oh, I mean, I know they can. Like, I know it's possible.
No, they could walk up to someone and
Yeah.
say, "Hey, give me money."
No, they could just be like,
I think you're underestimating a large portion. Like, there's some ugly fucking people out
I
there.
think
bro.
you're overestimating how desperate some guys get.
On average, how many people
I mean,
just
here's
take
the
a
thing. Like,
quickie?
I've seen myself at my lowest. I was pretty slumdog,
Yeah.
but they were still cute in the face. Is the thing.
Like,
I can't
no,
say the same.
you're telling me that if you're lonely at a bar and some two walks up to you, it's like, hey, you want to go fuck? You're going to say no?
Yeah, totally.
I don't think
First
you would.
off, how dare you be so sexist
I'm
as to name woman
I'm like
as a
partially
number?
like asexual for one. Like, sex for me is a weird whole scenario. It's like there's
Okay, okay, let's just talk about a typical man.
typical. Well, that's the thing. Like, I feel like a typical.
well, what's a typical
You're
male?
telling me a two walks up to you. You're married, Jake. You're you're at the bar.
Yes.
You're drunk,
Yes. Sober. Yes.
sober, either or.
I have really low standards for almost everything.
Okay, you're taking home a two. You're
Yes.
tagging a two.
Yes. I have. Many times. I've tagged things I've almost considered zero.
I would just rather jerk off. Because then I have to like deal with the, like.
Now you never have to see him again.
But still, that's
It's not
gonna-
even that.
That's
A couple of them weren't even one night stands. A couple of them were a couple of times.
Well, some of them,
think
I
what it
mean,
was
some
is
of
I
them you
like
gotta
the
keep in the
personal-
back pocket.
I think it's because I like the personality, though. Sometimes they're
I mean,
just
no,
cool-ass
sometimes no,
people.
for sure, I get that, but I'm also vain, and I'm vain and pretentious. So if someone who I'm going to hang out with like more than a couple of times and fucking is going to be like the
You wanna look at 'em?
They got to be like at least a 6.
See, when I'm like in the moment, I don't feel disgusted or anything.
thinks with the
I
dick.
feel bad for them
He
because I
used the
know
little
they
brain.
feel bad being that exposed to somebody, so I feel bad for them. But I mean, I view sex as a way to please the other person, and other than that, I really don't care about it. I'm very like. A lot of the times I'd rather just jerk off just to clear my head of being horny. I'm just like, right now, it's just like I'm tired or I'm upset, so I'm just going to make sure I'm not. And yeah, other than that, it's just to please the other person. So I like to put on a show.
There you go.
Take a couple hours, warm up the fingers a little bit, work out the tongue. It's all a good day.
There you go.
So yeah, I'm looking for blind dates.
Looking for blind dates.
Yeah, blind date.
If you're into cunnilingus and
Hours.
finger blasting,
Hours.
Hours.
This tongue is strong.
I just remembered.
This off the rails gives me more information than I ever wanted to know.
I mean,
Specifically me most of the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, yeah.
I think
Well, it doesn't help that he's my brother.
Yeah,
So
but I mean, still, like,
it just makes things a little weird.
but it's only half though.
Well, that's the thing is we live in a
well, then I've
society.
heard half of what I don't
We
want
live
to
in a
know.
society where like sex is so taboo to talk about.
I know.
Like,
Is it anymore? I feel like it's.
I mean, it
It
still,
still
is. We're in the middle of the fucking Bible Belt. Of course, it is here.
Okay, for
Like,
us, yes.
I can't walk in and go talk to the majority of the people I know about my sexual escapades. One, for being judged. Two, for just it's.
I would
it's not-
say for
not
like
normal.
for the majority of conversations, by a majority of conversations, I mean social media. Social media, in a general sense, is nowadays very open and embracing talks about sex.
Oh, no, I mean, I never horny post. Let's put it that way. Like, I get it. I understand sexual openness and all that jazz, but whilst I am very sexually liberated, I'm not super like, hey, this is what I do. Like, this is what everyone else should do. Like, I keep that kind of shit in my back pocket, unless we're here and it just kind of comes out. But I mean,
Let's ask this question. Let's just rephrase things, move things around
Phrasing.
in a different way.
enhance.
Have you
What would I
ever
bust a nut to? Go.
been like at home when you,
Constantly.
like maybe when you were younger maybe, and you're just like I just need it one night. Someone just died. And you always have that one person in your phone that you could be like, hey, what about
There you go, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a
But
go-to.
like you have no intention of ever dating them. It was just that's what they were there for.
No, I've had friendships like that, like people I was just homies with, and then we're just like, yo, like, let's fuck. And
Yeah.
you just
ever had
fuck.
Yeah.
And
That was
then
like
we just
half my
everybody
high
has.
school. Yeah.
I think everybody has.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's like this is the thing is like sex is a normal human thing. Everyone does it. Everyone
Yeah.
has sex.
Like, those old apartments that you and me used to live in together. You know the shed in the middle of them.
we used to have
That
sex. in a
that
shed.
the work Mike would go into, like
We used to
Mike
have
going over
sex
tools.
with
Oh,
Mike
yeah,
in the
yeah,
shed.
I had like 3 different people in there.
Mike, Bob, Fred.
Yeah, and then
Whole
somebody,
round
Yeah.
screw.
Notice how he said people. He never said chicks.
3 women. They're all women. All of them.
3 were men's? Okay.
There were 3 women and 3 men.
There were 3 men's.
And then I mean 2 just on the living room floor.
Okay. That's
Well,
good.
you
the
were
thing
living
is like
That's good to know. That was my living room, but
It was. It was the nights that you worked long, so I was like, yeah, I could fit someone in here in time. Literally and metaphorically.
Yeah,
there you go.
that's good.
I don't want to hear it, Cameron. I know. I got dirt on this guy. This guy over here.
What? It was always in my room.
What? No.
Just because it was in your room doesn't mean I don't have dirt on it. I mean, shit.
What's the
Those shit
craziest
that
place you
happened
ever
not
had?
in my room that you have dirt on me.
Yeah.
The craziest place you've ever had sex? My the only
Like,
crazy one for me.
mine's not. Nothing's
Like,
crazy.
well, that's the thing is it doesn't seem. I've had sex at work on the clock. I've had like several. I've had.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Work orgy?
When I was a bartender at the Hard Rock,
Did you get head while bartending?
I've gone up to rooms after I bartended parties because I was invited up by women, and went up there.
Well, everyone wants the bartender.
There's been coworkers. I've dated like in high school when I worked my first job. In the bathroom at work, outside. Oh my God, we got caught on camera. Like the next day, my boss was like, "Yo, if you're gonna do that, you need to not be in the." Because I just got like a blowjob like outside of my truck, and it was like,
But did he watch to completion?
I don't know. But he pulled me in there and he goes, "Yo," and he showed me it on camera, and I was just like, "You're right."
Good technique.
In the woods. It on the hood of a car on the side of the highway. In car, like that's the thing. It's not weird. It's just when the moment strikes,
in a car,
it's the best time.
Let's
just go for it.
In multiple stores, which I mean, stereotype of changing room or hiding behind, or hiding in between the shirts. Zoo. At school multiple times, which I mean that's the stereotype too.
I never had sex at school.
Really?
I've had sex in the school parking lot, but it was like
So have I.
it was like after a football game, but like never during school hours.
Mine was right before school. Get there a
Before
little early.
before school, it was in the park with people in the park, and one day we were just banging it out doggy, and then this old Hispanic woman walking her little poodles just walks by, stares at us, and I'm in. Like I'm just staring at her. I'm just like, So we just let her walk by, and I don't move. I just keep staring. I'm like,
Did you say, "Hey, want to join"?
Have you been?
I should have, but she looked way too close to her mother. I was like,
How many?
no.
Can you think of how many times you've been walked in on?
I mean, I did it upstairs in Houston, Texas. I did a lot upstairs with like my parents being downstairs. They knew, like, we did it on a futon and on the floor.
Yeah,
they
I'd
knew.
say like maybe a handful of times.
Like, I've never been caught by
Caught
my
with a
parents.
I have.
I've never been caught.
Been caught by his parents?
Yeah.
Yeah,
His parents got me.
I never even got caught by my parents masturbating.
I did.
I got caught by a girlfriend masturbating.
You got caught by two friends masturbating.
I did get caught by two friends masturbating. That is very true. That's very true.
I was one of those friends.
Saw me snap one off.
Well, I mean, we were trying to scare him, and it took a weird turn.
No, you were scared.
No, we still finished the scare.
I thought you were going to say he's still finished.
It's because afterwards I had that moment of like, God damn it.
Like, no, so we.
But did you stop?
No, I didn't. The thing is, I didn't know because they tried to scare me. Like,
Oh, so you didn't know they were there at
No.
first.
The thing is, like, I feel like it'd probably be better for you, but the thing is, like, I did it.
I don't know.
They were
I don't know
there.
if it was better for me or not.
Like they were there. Like, I was home. I got home from work, and
He called me, and I said, "Hey, I'm gonna be working late tonight."
Yeah,
which
so I was like-
which when he called me, I was already off work and at home.
his car wasn't there.
No, we parked it down the
Yeah,
road.
you parked. They said it like it was gonna be a good scare. I was like, I got a couple hours of free time. I haven't been in my own house by myself, and so because that house always had people in it.
Oh my god, I
Always
know.
had people in it. Like you could. It was.
It was, and what's crazy? What we're saying always had people, not just us, like multiple.
There was
people,
always at
including-
least like two other people. There.
Yeah,
At
just-
least two
well,
It
others.
was
just
basically
lounging
like
around.
Aaron's house. Like for when I was used to hang out with Aaron, like his house was always filled with like 4 different people, 2
Yeah,
of them
yeah,
living
all
with
the
him
time.
and his family.
Yeah.
So I was a man in my house, doing my God-given right of snapping one off.
in the middle of the living room.
And it's my fucking house.
That's fair. You
So-
can look at it and be like,
Jerk
you
off
don't
in
like
your
it,
living
you
room?
leave.
No,
I mean, ever?
no,
Ever?
no. Wow. It's always been in my room or the bathroom.
I can't say the same because
Your room is your living
the
room.
same
I'm
as
in a
middle
house,
of
like,
the
if I had, like, I'll jerk off in every fucking room. In
I've
my
never
house.
really I've never lived alone though.
Ah, true.
Like I've always lived with people.
But even then, just
Oh, I take it back. I did live alone for a little bit,
Yeah.
but still, it was always in my room. Like it's just
When you had was that after your first divorce?
Yeah. I lived in that upstairs apartment by myself for a little bit.
I don't remember that.
But back to this story, because this is more funny.
J.O. Sesh.
His version of it's probably far, because like I said, it was a normal time for me, and then after he
It
scared
wasn't for us.
Yeah, after he scared me, I was just like, I had that flashback moment, and I was like, well, tell
So
me.
we're sitting up, like, okay, so he lives where his house was. It was like a hill house and then up a hill more. So we went up the hill and sat, like, I guess where you guys shot, like, shotguns. and
Probably,
stuff.
yeah, something like
So
that.
we just sat up there, like, smoking cigarettes, hanging out. We bought devil masks, like, cause from Walmart. And we're just sitting up there, and he calls me. He's like, "Hey, I'm heading home." And I was like, "Oh, I have to work till like 8 or 9 o'clock tonight, or whatever." And he's like, "Okay, no problem." And so we parked our cars down the road, like we just found a place to pull over. And we heard his car come up because you had that sound system,
Yeah.
like you could hear him coming from forever away. And so we heard him
That
come
didn't
in.
help the hearing either.
We heard the door shut. We were close enough to hear the door to the house shut.
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay, now we'll just wait like another 20, 30 minutes before we go down there.
Optimal jerking off time.
We didn't think to that. Like we didn't think that's what was going to happen.
Exactly. I mean, yeah. No, I feel you.
So we come up the backside of the house, and I walk around to the front. You know, like a typical like mobile home has like the window in the front of the house, basically. So I look in, I was
Yeah,
like,
my mobile home.
I was like, dude, he's naked in there. And Dale's like, what? And I was like, he's fucking naked. And he's like, he walks over and he's like, oh my God. And I was like, I think he's jerking off. And I was like, well, we don't have internet, so has he been like hiding a DVD somewhere or something? So we look at the TV and we see Charlie Brown. Oh, and so we're like, but we didn't see your phone because we didn't see anything. We literally just saw from here up.
Oh, nice.
But I was like, is he jerking off to Charlie Brown? And so we're out there, we're trying not to die laughing at all. Like we're like just holding it in as much as we can. And Dale goes, do you want to just not do this? I was like, no, we have to do this. This is the best. He's the most vulnerable ever right now. This is the time to do it if we're going to do it.
Yeah.
So I was like, you go around to the back door, and I'll go over here to the front door. And when I told him, I was like, because the hallway was dark.
Yeah.
And I said, you come into the entry of the hallway, I'll be able to see you through the front door. So I waited till I saw that red mask. And that's when we just burst. We just like ripped the door open, and we just like, we're like, ah! And he was like, ah!
So right as you do that, he finishes like, oh my, oh.
There you go. There you go.
And we're just dying laughing.
Yeah. Such is life.
It was so funny.
Well, like, I've been walked in on, like, by homies. Like, it's just, not like jerking, like having sex. And I'm just like, I'm in the middle of doing something and would just continue going and not miss
My
a beat.
favorite thing that he would do whenever we lived together was he'd be like, hey, have a girl with him. He'd be like, hey, we're going to my room. Don't knock or anything. I'm like, you don't think I know what you're doing in there? The whole fucking house rocks.
Yeah.
I know what's happening in there.
That reminded me of something, and I think if this would have happened, this would have started a fight for you if you were in the situation. It's when I went to Pensacola, Florida for my training. I'm sitting there, and it's like my third night there, and I get woken up for cleaning duties. Well, the way I get fucking woken up is there is a dude, butt-ass naked, I'm bottom bunk of it, a bunk, butt-ass naked, dick damn near the forehead, and he's drunk.
Oh,
And he was like,
his nuts.
hey man, you gotta get up, so we need to do the cleaning. And I was like, dude, get your dick out of my face.
I'd be like, no, dude, you need to put your dick away is what you need to do.
I so badly just wanted to hit him as hard as I could in the nuts. I'm like, dude, get your dick out of my face. Like, this is not okay.
You'd be surprised at what wouldn't start a fight for me. Like, when we lived together,
But this is someone I've only known them for 3 days.
well, my best friend Daniel, whatever he wants to be called now. We were all drinking, and I walked into my room to lay down, and he's having a threesome in my bed.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, what the fuck? And he's like, sorry, man. I was like, I mean, A, good for you. Proud of you, bud.
Proud of you, bud.
B, that's my fucking bed.
And 4, you need some help.
Why'd we skip? For one, why'd we go from letters to numbers? And B, why'd we skip 3?
7. Profit?
I said A, B, and he said, and 4.
I heard B and I thought 3.
B3. You sank my battleship.
It just got weird. Like, it went from, like, letters to numbers, and then we skipped something.
Almost like catching your friend when he's jerking off.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was, there's nothing I could do. I was just like, you guys caught me masturbating.
I don't have anything like that except when I was a kid. I was drinking off to Hannah
It was
Montana.
this is like the funniest story I tell it to everybody.
Oh, cool. I'm glad.
I don't use a name.
I was about to say he
but
calls you
now
by name.
everyone will know.
He says your full name. He shows them your
that's the thing.
Facebook.
It's like, I've never really heard it, maybe other than the night that it happened, from, like, your point of view, but, like, it's one that I'm just like, one of those things you think about when you're going to sleep. You're just like, hey, remember that time your friends caught you jerking off in the Scare Wars of 2012?
Oh, Scare Wars were so fun, though.
I remember I had you guys shook.
You mean the day you came in and 9 of us were passed out in the living room and just came in screaming bloody murder?
Yeah, like...
I was like, that's not even fair. We're asleep. That's not fair. But to be fair,
where I was like,
should have fired a gun.
There was a car that was parked down the road, and I was like,
when I was like asking where your gun was.
Yeah.
And you were like, you don't need the gun. I was like, okay, I feel like something's here. Because if it wasn't him, he'd have been like, yeah, grab my gun. But
I
he was
didn't
like,
want to get shot.
He was like, you don't need my gun. You don't need my. I'm like, yeah, where's your gun? I need your gun. And you're like, no, you don't need my gun. I'm like,
I have it.
So at that point, I was like, I'm gonna play along a little bit, but like, something's a little fishy here. I want to know what the glass breaking was.
That was me.
What'd you break? Glass, obviously.
It
sounded like it was in the living room.
It was. I opened the door and threw a beer bottle at that TV. It was in that shitty ass TV. I threw a beer bottle at the screen. So it with the brass spray. And it was the beer bottle that broke.
Okay.
It was old, like.
Well,
I was
and the
saying
other
the
thing
old
that
ones.
like made me suspicious was like when I called you, I said, "Hey, where are you at?" And you said, "Oh, we're just about to leave the show. We're still in Tulsa." Well, when I heard all the noises, it was like literally within like 5 minutes, and I'm like, it takes longer than 5 minutes to get here. So I was like, something seems a little fishy.
Seems a little fishy. That was a fun time.
But that was my first inclination of like, hey, I'm gonna say, let me get his gun, because I was like, if it is him, he's not gonna let me get his gun because he don't want to get shot.
No, I don't.
And so when you were like, you don't need my gun, I'm like,
Maybe that's what I need to do if I go to New York. I should get a roommate.
You can't have a gun in New York.
No, I'm talking about getting a roommate. Don't need a gun. Well, that's what I should do when I go to New York. Just grab a gun.
just get a gun.
Find
Have
some
fun.
people. Have some fun.
I mean, in New York, if you're gonna live in New York, you're gonna need a roommate.
Actually, if I take the classes I want to take, they would actually pay my rent and then like a couple thousand more.
Nice.
Like if I do it, I mean, I'd be set. I'd be making like, without working, I'd be making a couple thousand.
There you go.
Yeah. So I mean, even if I end up not liking acting, I still made a couple $1,000s a month for 2 years. But then I also like,
You gotta pay that back, don't you?
I'm still thinking like, do I really want to do acting? And I kind of do. It's just when I hear more and more about like the acting industry, I'm just like, oh, never heard good things.
I wouldn't want to be an actor.
I would, but on my own terms.
Yeah, like I really like acting, and I like if someone can give me lines, I can put emotion to it, or if I know the kind of thing. I love entertaining. I love being a character and like being in front of crowds and in front of people. But when I hear about like what people have to go through, I'm just like, that's horrible.
I want to get into an improv group.
I would love to do
There's
improv.
quite a few around here.
I know. It's just a matter of like
It's just
time
about
and
starting it. Like
starting it
it's
in
always
time.
horrible.
Just gotta have time.
Yeah, but you always make time for something you really want to do, but when you start getting into it, it's like
I don't know why I say time to him ever.
Yeah.
it's a bad idea. Cause
I know. It starts this conversation every time.
Oh, boy.
I was even going to go into that more about the idea that like starting something so hard because you have the nervousness and anxiety of like, oh, well,
Well, it's
if I'm
not even
good
that I'm
about it?
nervous. It's just like I do this, I work. It's just like how much more do I want to take
He's
away
a
from my
dad to
family?
3.
Yeah, like I gotta have time at home with
He's
them.
got to have dad time.
I'm always worried about being embarrassed. I should stop. Just stop caring.
I'm not worried about being embarrassed because like I feel like being like doing improv. I'm funny enough to like make people laugh. So I'm not worried about that.
I really want to give it a try though. The Looney Bin.
Come
That's
up
not
with a type
improv.
5.
That's a stand up.
That's straight up
No,
stand-up.
they have improv classes. I told you about this.
They have improv classes.
Looney Bin gives improv.
Look it
According to the website, yeah, or at least a Google search.
Well, there you
Might try it
go.
out. Might try it out.
Yeah, I texted you though. Well, I called you when we were talking the other day.
Nah, I don't remember.
Guys,
I don't remember the last time I talked to you on the phone.
Vacation.
We talked on the phone?
damn.
I called you.
Oh, that was like day one, wasn't it?
No, it was near the end of it.
Oh,
I don't know. I
don't
wasn't
know.
there.
Anyways, until next time.
Until next time.